Hi, I'm Mike Crabb.
And I'm Laurie Schultz. Welcome to the show.
We'll have some caffeinated conversation.
And maybe some special guests along the way.
Who knows where the conversation will go? You're out for coffee with Mike and Laurie. Hello, everyone, and welcome out for another episode of Out for Coffee.
With Mike and Laurie.
Hi, Laurie.
Hi, Mike.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good. I see you got a little spilly pants there, Mr. Drippy McDripperson.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Did I just take that too far? Too soon?
I spilled a little bit. It actually is not showing... Well, for me right now,
bit.
It's not showing up nearly as bad as I thought it was going to. But I literally went to go take my pre-show sip and just dribbled all the way down me.
Yeah. It's not like your mouth isn't big enough. I don't know what the problem is.
Touché.
What? Oh, sorry. Ooh, a little feisty today.
Cheers, Laurie.
Cheers, Mikey. I love you. We're back on the deck.
Back on the deck, episode 3. Out here in Tech Wizard Rob Wonderland. A beautiful backyard.
It's a wizard's wonderland.
Yeah.
That's what this deck is called.
Wizard
The
Wonderland.
Wizard Wonderland.
Yeah. One thing I don't think we've shared yet is there's this delightful fire pit that Rob has down here, which I am going to invite myself to one day, because one of my favorite things when I had a house was the fact that I had a fire pit. I love having fires, and it's been a while. So,
yeah, you would be more than welcome at any time.
Do you have a permit?
I do have a permit,
Okay,
as a matter
so I
of
don't have
fact.
to turn you in.
Which was an interesting... No, don't turn me in.
Okay.
No, we definitely do have a permit. Actually, we put off building that for several years because we had large overhanging trees. And we took down those trees, and now we're able to build this fire pit. And interesting story about the permit, because you talk about the permit, was the fire department wants to come and check your smoke detectors when you apply for a permit.
Yeah.
But of course, right now, they won't come into the house.
Right.
So they have this system set up where you have to send them pictures of your smoke detectors and your CO2 detectors, actually, both of them. And then very specifically, like you have to show them in place. Like you can't just hold it like, oh yeah.
Here's one.
Yeah,
one in the living room.
here's one.
One in the kitchen.
That's right. Take 3 pictures. I'm holding one in the living room, and I'm holding one. Yeah. No, you have to show them in place, and then you also have to show the expiry date. Something I was not aware of is that they only last for 10 years.
Yeah.
And they're dated, replaced by, and so like we have one on each floor, so 3 floors, the basement, the main floor, upstairs, and 2 out of 3 were way out of date.
Oh, no.
Like I think they were in the house when we came in, and we've been here about 12 years now.
Right.
And so they were.
And so who knows how long they were in there
Yeah,
before they expired, before those people even moved
Well,
out.
I think the 2 that were out of date expired in like 2019. So that's like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Now they still work.
Right.
But according to the fire department, of course, they have to be current. They have to be valid. And so off I went to Canadian Tire, which at that time, of course, the only way you get into Canadian Tire is stand in line outside, right?
Yeah.
And so I went through that process, blah, 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 and got 2 more smoke detectors, got them installed, sent all the pictures in. And, we were very careful about building that fire pit, make sure it's far enough, because it's kind of in the corner there. It was far enough from both the fences, it's far enough from the deck, et cetera, all those regulation things. And I when I built it, I was out there with a tape measure and making sure, and this, that, next thing. So we applied for this fire permit, and this officer, fireman, a young lady actually, came to the side door and said, "I'm here with your paperwork." By this point, of course, I submitted all the pictures of the smoke detectors, and that's all good. Blah blah blah. And she kind of steps almost to the end of the carport, looks around. Oh, very nice. That's it.
Is that all she did?
That's it. Sign the paperwork. Here you go. It's like, no, she didn't measure anything. She didn't. It's like, okay, whatever. However, suffice to say, we have a permit, and they're good for 5 years. That permit is good for 5 years. Yeah.
So when we had the house, we had the same thing. We had to get somebody to come and check out, make sure we were doing everything right.
Yep.
And we had a really big maple tree in our backyard, and that was what I was most worried about.
Right.
Because it did go over top of the fire pit, but it was
Exactly.
high enough. And I was surprised because they're like, we need to see your fire detectors and stuff, make sure they're all up to date. And I was like, oh. So yeah, came in, checked it all out. It was all good.
Yep.
But that's when I learned that the expiry date's on them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lesson for everyone. So, Rob, I'm really glad you
Oh, yeah,
applied
yeah.
for a fire permit. Otherwise,
Yes.
you would be using faulty fire or smoke detectors.
I
inside.
wouldn't. Yeah, you're quite right. I would not have even known to check the expiry date on those smoke detectors. So it's just as well that they asked for that information. That's how I found that. But
Well, there's a lesson
so
to our guests.
yeah,
If you
absolutely.
haven't applied for a fire permit yet,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
should if you have a fire permit.
If you have a fire pit in the backyard, yeah, absolutely.
And regardless, what else are we doing this weekend? It's Sunday
Well,
right now.
that's
This
it.
episode's going to be out.
That's it.
This Sunday, you go and you just double check. Make sure that those smoke
Double check those
detectors are all
smoke detectors. Yeah,
to where they need to
yeah,
be.
for sure.
Only you can stop forest fires.
Yeah,
in your living room.
That's right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was a well worth the exercise, and sort of come back to where this conversation kind of took a rabbit trail. Sorry, but yeah, you guys would be more than welcome to come and sit by the fire pit one night.
Can we call it Out
Absolutely.
for S'mores with Mike and Laurie?
Oh, we
Oh.
can do s'mores. Yo, listen, I tell you about s'mores. If you're a fan of s'mores, now I say if you're a fan because my wife is not. She doesn't like marshmallows.
Right.
So it's one of those kind of foods you gotta like. But if you are a fan of s'mores, it was my niece that came across this, and I'm sure she just saw it online. But she tells about this. You can buy a box of cookies. They are called Celebration.
I knew where you're going, yeah.
Yeah, and they got a layer of chocolate on one side. Yeah. And you take two of those, and you cook your marshmallow. You take two of those with the chocolate on both sides, and then and you've got this lovely chocolate cookie marshmallow sandwich thing going. Oh my gosh!
That's
And-
efficient.
Yeah, and if you're if you're a fan, depends on your choice of chocolate. They actually, I now found out, just the other day we were in the grocery store. Now found out those Celebration cookies, they make you can have a choice of milk chocolate or dark chocolate.
That's where
Ooh, dark chocolate. I like it.
You can also get little round ones. Not
Okay,
quite
yes.
the same, but they got caramel in them too. So if
Oh,
you
really?
want to
Okay,
mix it
wow.
up. So that was something I discovered a
Yes.
couple years ago. That was a game changer because I really don't like graham crackers. They're too
Oh,
like Grammy? I don't know.
crumbly.
They're too Grammy.
Crumbly.
Crumbly. There's something
Yeah,
to them. They
these-
don't break down in your mouth the way a cookie does.
Oh no, these are actual cookies.
And they're
These
kind
are
of like a
Celebration
digestive
things.
cookie with chocolate filled.
Yeah,
right
they're
onto it.
great. They're
Because here's the thing: is with the Celebrations chocolate cookies that are on there, you got three things. You got cookie, and marshmallow. That's all you need.
Right.
But when you use a traditional s'more, you got graham cracker, marshmallow, chocolate, and you got to balance them all on your knee. And you do one of these things. You can't touch the poker because it's still hot.
It's still hot.
It's a process. This one you're literally just
Yeah, yeah.
scoop it.
Well, I tell you what, before we're done, before you all leave today, we'll pick a time and we'll fire up the pit and do some s'mores one night.
Some out for s'mores with Mike and Laurie.
There you go. Yeah, we could even do that too.
We can share some ghost stories. around the fire.
Ooh,
We could
ghost
do
stories
this.
around the fire. Wow.
I have
the
stories.
ideas
I
are
bet
coming
you-
now.
I have stories, but I don't eat sugar, so I'll have to do like out for celery with Mike and Laurie or something. Out for cucumbers.
Out for
Out
cucumbers. Oh, we'll find a hot dog for you to
Just
roast
no
over
ketchup.
the fire with no ketchup. I know
No-
that.
and no
I know,
Schneiders.
I know that. You know, when it comes to hot dogs, my preference is the all beef wieners.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
like
are really
the big
good.
ballpark ones.
Not necessarily. Actually, I could do those too, but
a
you can
big
get like the
ballpark.
regular size wieners, but they just happen to be all beef,
beef?
instead of pork, which
Yeah.
I quite like.
Oh, you know what? We'll talk to Bernie about this because she's got a couple of places
Okay. Oh yeah.
that make hot dogs. I
Local?
think
Oh,
local
okay,
hot
okay.
dog people.
Okay.
And typically I'm not
That
a
would
hot
be,
dog kind of gal because really, what is it?
Well,
If
exactly.
If you've watched The Great Outdoors, they're made of
I know what Dan Aykroyd said in The Great Outdoors.
what did he say?
Lips and assholes.
They're made of lips and assholes.
And
That's
they
what I
probably
thought
are.
ever since I was 5
I don't
years
know.
old and I watched that movie.
That's, they might
yeah, The
be.
Great
I don't
Outdoors.
really know what's in there, but sometimes
Yeah.
a good hot dog is exactly what the
Well,
doctor
listen,
ordered.
I'll tell you what. There's something about a hot dog that you roast over the fire pit.
Yes.
It's not like a regular hot dog.
No.
It's just,
And it'll do, man.
Oh,
and
yeah,
when
yeah,
you cut it into a
absolutely.
little octopus.
absolutely.
Yeah, you slice it up.
And then,
Or you can do it on both ends and it becomes a spider.
Yeah.
Spider dog. They're
Well-
not enjoyable to eat. You gotta eat an octopus dog plain. Like, you're not putting ketchup on that. You're not putting it in a
You
bun.
don't put ketchup on it anyway. Did you learn nothing from our last episode?
Uh-oh.
Hey, you know who has a really good hot dog that I always regret eating? Costco. It costs
Okay.
nothing.
Costco
Yeah,
hot dog.
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
giant hot dog, and I burp it up all night.
Yeah.
I just feel
Okay.
ruined after it.
Yeah.
It's like
$1.50.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap.
$1.50 for a hot dog and a
Yep,
pop.
that's
a bargain.
that's the way to do a hot dog.
And you
for
can
sure.
double fist it, and you go with that giant ice cream cone that's also like $1.50, a nice swirl cone. Oh, they
When
probably
we're
haven't
going
cleaned
for
the
lunch
machine,
at Costco.
and probably
See,
haven't cleaned the
there you
machine
go.
in a month,
It sounds like a road trip happening
Doesn't it?
right now.
but got quite
Out
the
for
bucket
Costco
list,
with
guys.
Mike and
Out for
Laurie.
Costco.
We'll swing by Costco on our way to Salem.
Yike. Yike.
And then I'll have indigestion for the rest of the day.
For the whole
For
ride.
the whole ride.
That'll be nice. All three of us.
I'll be singing some Cher, and then I'll be burping up hot dog.
There's so much wrong with all of that.
Yeah.
Starting
Okay.
with, I'll be singing some Cher.
Yeah,
Do you
well,
not
that
have
for
Cher
sure.
on that big list of...
I do not have any Cher.
You don't
on
have
my
a single Cher?
No.
Turn back time? Believe? Strong
No.
enough?
No.
Ooh,
Oh,
there's a
you know
lot-
what? Maybe
there's a lot
I
of hits
have.
there.
Might have some Sunny and Cher.
Okay.
I got you, babe.
Actually, I just added that song to a playlist the other day.
See, that's some decent Cher.
There's
Sunny
some-
and Cher, I can handle. Post Sunny Cher, a little
Not
too
so
much.
sure.
I don't mind a little auto-tuned Cher
Like
once in a while.
Cher with her big peacock, whatever coming out there in her little leather,
Thong.
whatever that is.
Turn back time, that video, she's on this big ship and she's wearing the crotch, the crotch outfit. The outfit is 90% crotch. And she got the hat on and she's like riding a cannon.
Yeah.
No?
You know,
Well-
you really shouldn't wear those kind of outfits when you're 70. You really should not.
Have you seen
for
Cher's
Cher.
mom? Cher's mom.
Oh,
Cher's
yeah.
mom, is she?
You would never guess that she's Cher's mom. She looks really good and she's got to be.
Oh, yeah.
She's,
Yep.
she's got to be quite up there, but
Oh well.
That
No
must be
kidding.
She'd have to
That'd
be,
be a
right?
weird thing to see live. I think as a Cher concert. I'm sorry for any Cher fans out there that really like that, but I'm like, I went to go see. Took my mom to go see Rod Stewart a couple years ago.
Yeah.
That was bizarre. That was
Why?
one of the most. I have a whole list. I should try and find it. A bunch of weird stuff happened during that concert, including, I thought Rod Stewart was going to die. He's singing a song, and all of a sudden he
Farewell.
starts going. I'm like, holy shit, Rod's going to die on stage. Yes. Like, no, it's awful. But he starts choking.
And I was there.
Wait, did you see this?
No,
Oh,
I just meant.
oh.
I was
and
I was in the audience.
was-
There's
and
the
I-
new T-shirt. I saw Rod Stewart.
yeah, there you
die
go.
on stage.
Exactly. It's right.
My apologies to Rod
You,
Stewart. and all
you know
his family
somebody will be
members.
making T-shirts for that.
But he starts choking, and then he apologized to the audience. He's like, "I'm sorry, it was a little particle of something flew down my
Like a
throat."
moth just flew in
I
his mouth.
don't know what it was. Nobody else saw what this was, and he's like. And then during one of his songs, he lies down on the stage. I kid you not, and he's on his back, and he starts doing the bicycle with his legs as he's singing, and I'm thinking,
Calisthenics.
where am I?
What in the world's he
What
doing?
is happening here? What is happening? And then they had all these balloons in a big net up top
Okay.
that they were going to drop during his encore, right?
But not during the bike. That
Not
was just
during-
its own thing.
That bicycle thing was its
That
own
story's done.
rando, whatever. Yeah,
There's no outcome
there's
of
a whole list of things that happen, right? So these balloons, I guess, would get a little too close to the lights and would randomly pop.
Pop.
And there was one time he was singing and he's sitting on a stool and it popped and he jumped off the stool and grabbed his heart. I'm thinking, yes! What are the odds that he's actually going to die on this stage tonight? If he's going to choke to death, he's going to have a heart attack. I don't know. Something's going to happen. Not that I want to see Rod Stewart die. Let's not.
It
I don't
would be
want
a show.
Wouldn't it be an adventure? Like when I was there the night that Rod Stewart swallowed a particle, and it killed him.
Wow.
And then he had a heart attack, or he fell off the stage because he bicycled his
Bicycling
way
off
right
the
over to the
stage.
edge. It was such a weird. The whole night was weird. Mom and I were sitting there, and there's all these like 60+ women in leather taking their bras off and throwing.
Cher was there.
It was just quite an adventure. I'm like, what
Was this
is
in London?
this? Yeah, this was at the. It'll always be the John Labatt Center to me. What the
Yeah.
hell is it now?
I don't know what it is. The JLC.
Yeah, it's the Budweiser Gardens.
Yes. Yes, that's it now.
That, you know what? That really made me angry. Here's a little
When they-
pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
When they made that Budweiser Gardens, originally the John Labatt Center, they made this big deal about calling it the John Labatt Center
Right.
because John Labatt was a Londoner, and it was this big thing that we're going to honor John Labatt.
Right.
And then they go change the name to the highest bidder.
Yeah. Same thing with the Sky Dome. It's forever the Sky Dome to
Skydome,
me.
and now it's the
What is
Rogers
it?
Center.
Is that the Rogers Center? What's Canada Center now? Is not
It's
Air
something else, isn't
Scotiabank
it?
Center, I think.
Yeah.
It's not the same. It's the Sky
not.
Dome.
It will always be the Sky Dome, and it should always be the Sky Dome.
Should.
But that doesn't that make you mad? Like, they made this big to-do about we're going to honor John Labatt. And then all of a sudden, what? You don't want to honor John Labatt anymore.
Maybe one day it'll be the O for C, the O for Coffee Center.
The Out
'Cause
for
we're gonna
Coffee
be-
Center.
We're going to be raking in the dough. We're going to need a permanent venue.
Can we have, like, two big mechanical giant heads of ours on top of the building that just kind of go back and forth?
Deal.
and then maybe Rob on an antenna somewhere?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's because yeah. No, I think this. It's funny you mentioned Budweiser, because I used to work downtown at Talbot and Queen in London. The government building's right there, so it's only the other side of the Bell Building.
Yeah.
And the story, I believe, as far as I knew anyway, the story was that they ran out of money, and so that's why they had to open it up to rename it. Because they needed money, so they were basically offering the naming rights to whoever would come up with the missing money that they were needing.
The bottom line.
Yeah, always, it's always about money.
Boo.
So.
You ever seen a concert there?
I went there for a Taste of Chaos concert in high school. Alyssa went with I, and it was like all the emo bands, like the Used and Billy Talent and stuff, and it was all the bands.
Okay, all right.
And felt so cool for going, and I had black hair, and I thought it was cool to grow it out because
Photos, please.
I wanted those like emo swoop bangs.
Yeah.
But my hair was just like curly, and it was like it did not look good at all.
And a little emo afro.
Yeah, so like, oh god. So I had some longer hair back then. I think I was also growing it out because I had to be Smee and Peter Pan at the theater,
Okay.
and we wanted kind of like piratey hair, so I grew it out there. And it's that was the JLC that I saw that. I haven't been to many concerts. Been to the Amphitheater in Toronto to see the Killers. I've been to the Air Canada Centre. Was my first ever concert. I went to see Avril Lavigne. Was my first
Are you
ever
a skater
concert.
boy?
I'll say see you later, boy. I had to think of the lyrics for that. It's been a while, I guess. But Gob and Swollen Members opened for them, and I really was a fan of Gob. Gob.
Swollen members?
I hear you
Yikes.
calling for me out in the night, and it's all bad. You would probably know the video if you saw it. Maybe not.
Here's my best
Nope.
Jim from The Office.
Drawn a blank here.
So then I was also, this is also like, I wasn't out yet or anything, so I couldn't go to see Avril Lavigne. I was there to see Gob. They opened, and then I kind of like the rest of it.
Stayed to see Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, I just had to stick
suffered
around because
for
Alyssa
that
and them really wanted to go
Yeah.
and see that.
Yeah.
So I remember I was in grade 8 that year, and we took a limo from Woodstock to Toronto to see
wow.
it. And so it was a bunch of us youngins that went to go see it. It was a really good time. So I saw them, saw the Killers, and I saw Beyonce at the Air Canada Centre too, which was a show. That was pretty.
Yeah.
But
It does not.
none of those ring your bell.
No?
Maybe the Killers, maybe.
That was a
If
good
I
show.
got free tickets and had nothing else to do,
Yeah.
I would never buy one.
No.
No.
Last concert we went to at the Air Canada Centre, went to see Billy Joel.
Oh, that
That'd
would
be
be
all right.
great.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And we had seats. Quite often they don't sell the seats that are behind the stage,
Right.
in the horseshoe kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of starts side stage, and they sell the seats that go around.
Yeah.
But they had such demand for the show that they actually sold seats all the way around. And sort of without really knowing it, we ended up with seats that were behind the stage, which to me, I was just in my...
You were in your
oh,
glory, 'cause
absolutely.
you're seeing everyone
I just
work
loved
away
it.
and-
So I was watching everything from a backstage perspective, right? So I'm watching all the guys running back and forth, and then they're coming up on stage, in advance of the lights coming up, and et cetera, et cetera. And it was a very good show.
That's cool.
Did Laurie go with you? Your wife, Laurie?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So
the two of us,
does she appreciate the backstage stuff as well, or was she like?
Well,
where's
I
Billy?
think she does because it's kind of my focus. So it's what I talk about. I was, look at him doing that. So she's kind of grown into that, and
She might as well.
exactly.
That's what she's
She
getting.
may as well. And she's I think she's probably just happy to be anywhere close in just being at the show.
That would be a really
Yeah,
good show.
yeah. At one point we saw. I'm trying to think whether it was in London. It may have been in Ottawa. We actually saw a Elton John and Billy Joel.
Yeah.
They were doing the two pianos tour or something. That was astonishing, and that one because of my experience in the other show, and sitting in that, like the end of the arena, which was backstage. When we went to see that one, we specifically got tickets that were in that area, and at one point, Billy Joel stands up from the piano, and he's talking to the crowd, and he turns around, to those of us who are sitting behind him, and he says, "Wow," he says, "I bet you thought you got crappy seats." And of course, as far as I was concerned, they were amazing seats.
Yeah.
But yeah, Elton John and Billy Joel. Of course, as a piano player, those are two of my favorites.
I saw Elton John twice.
Yeah, we've seen Elton John. I don't know how many times now, but we've gone to quite a few times to see Elton John, and but always just amazing shows.
I know a cicada who needs a punch in the face.
Oh yeah, cicadas. Those we have today. Yeah, in spades.
Don't cicadas come out like every 17 years or something like that?
They mate and then they die.
Yeah, they've been showing up lately, but and of course all this sunshine we got going right now.
Okay, well if that's the worst.
Oh, exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
They're the heat
That's
bugs.
the worst. Then
Yeah.
hey,
That reminds me of childhood.
what does?
Cicadas. That sound.
Yeah, you know what
Hot
reminds me
summers.
of that? My babysitter that would squirt cold ketchup all over my hot dogs.
Yep.
She lived across the street from Sutherland Park, just down the road here. And we would always go over there on the summer days, and we would find the, cicada, carcasses stuck to the side of the trees, and we'd collect them. So you find, an old, cigarette pack on the ground, and you pick up a little cicada, and you keep and you collect them so you can find the most of them, because they were all over that park.
That kind of reminds me of that the villain in Silence of the Lambs.
Buffalo Bill?
Buffalo Bill, who collected all the moths.
Oh, yeah.
I think we need to check his basement.
My basement?
Yes.
I live in an apartment.
Well,
you
maybe
can check my
the boiler
storage
room.
unit.
Yeah, the storage unit.
It's filled with a dusty bike and some cleaning supplies, of course.
And a severed head in a jar, probably.
Well, that is the surprise, Laurie.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
giving it away.
Sorry.
Well, let's talk about some things that really, get under our skin.
Grind our gears.
Yeah.
My gears are still ground. They're not even gears anymore. I'm just in a perpetual state of angst.
I would believe it.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular that,
Everything.
really... Well, I know. Who am I asking?
There's right. There's so many things these days that, I am a nice person, but for God's sake, if you are in front of me in the grocery store, pick a side of the aisle. Don't stand there with your cart right smack dab in the damn middle, and then stand there and better check your phone or look at your list or let's inspect every damn soup can on the shelf.
Because that one's different than this one. Labels are the same.
Oh my
but
God.
there could be something different about it.
Move your cart. Move it. Move your cart. Be circumspect. Have a look around. See that, be courteous. See, just have a look.
Right.
See, is there someone in this aisle who may happen to need to get by?
Kind of selfishness is what you're saying is really, it's just be aware
yeah.
of what's happening around you. And I got to say, because of COVID, I would agree with you more so. I would agree with you in a normal year, but because of COVID, it's really not that hard to just be aware of where you are and what's around you.
Yes.
And it's those aisles are tight and you're only going one way, which I guess stops the back and forth. But that's even more reason. You only have to look one way to see if anyone's behind you. But they putter along and they leave their cart in the middle and they reach off to the sides.
And put that cart away. When you're done, put that cart away. Don't you just leave that sitting in the parking lot.
Oh, car corrals are okay, but not just leaving it next to your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then
Put it away.
eventually that'll roll and slam into the side of... It will be. It's like Kevin's car's a magnet for that stuff because he's so about his car never having a scratch or anything. Mm-hmm. Inevitably, his is the one that ends up being a magnet and people... He will park as far away from the store as possible so that nobody else will park around him. And we go in and we come out and there's always a minivan next to us. And Kevin's that means it's a family. That means all the kids are piling out of there and they're going to scratch up the side of my car.
And they've got ice cream all over their hands, and they're gonna put fingerprints on my
and they're
paint.
gonna like fall out and like, touch the glass of
and
his
the
car or
oils from their
something.
fingers are gonna.
Ugh.
I was noticing today actually how shiny Kevin's car is.
He
very
keeps
shiny.
a clean car.
He does.
He will have that car for years. You get in it, and you will swear it's a brand new car.
Do you want to do some exposure therapy with Kevin? You take him for a ride in the Jerkmobile.
Would that be? So it's just filled in the back with Taco Bell wrappers and.
Bell wrappers, water bottles. Like
Oh yeah, garbage isn't allowed. Isn't allowed in Kevin's car.
you know what would be a really good sitcom
What?
or a reality show?
What?
Kevin and myself together,
Just
living
existing,
together for a week,
coexisting
somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
if that
not
would work.
horribly messy, but I just have other things on my mind.
Here's the thing. In his opinion, I am horribly messy.
Oh, then I must be. Oh,
and I'm like, you
but I am horribly messy.
realize that like maybe I'm not that bad. I'm not like pristine, but like sometimes your house is supposed to look like it's been lived in a little bit.
Because people live there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
people live there. It's not a showroom. My brother's house is a showroom. You can drop something on the floor. First of all, don't do that. Ever. If it's food, don't drop. He makes his dog wear socks in the house. Dog can't.
No.
Yes, I promise you, the dog wears socks in the house.
so like when you let the dog out, you take the socks off him
Yes.
before he comes back and he waits at the
Yeah.
back door.
He has to put his socks back on. This is
Are
not
they
even
like
a joke.
human socks or are they special dog socks?
They're dog socks.
What kind of dog is it?
He's a Labradoodle. Big dog.
So like, okay. Not like a little thing where you pick up and you're just like pop, 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 pop.
No, this is a big dog.
Okay. Well, that's different.
It's different.
And he doesn't like it because of the mess that the dog brings in.
Well, he thinks maybe his nails will scratch his hardwood floors.
Oh my god, that's everything about that has Kevin right up there.
Yeah.
Our dog doesn't have to wear socks in the house, though.
No. Neither does mine.
Because it's not really normal.
You can come in with your shoes on in my house. I'm like, meh, I'll sweep it up later.
Just cuddle up in Laurie's bed with your shoes on. You're fine.
Well, maybe not. Well, it depends on who it is. Who's coming over?
When you
Who's
grew up,
cuddling in my bed?
was your family a shoes in the house kind of family?
No.
No.
But it was also not a disaster
Right, if you did.
if somebody did keep their shoes on.
Like my parents had a carpeted living room, and I remember as kids we wore our shoes in the house. She wouldn't like it. It wasn't until we got new carpet years later that wasn't allowed. Like we had to stop.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would very much. You can like there'd be like a worn path in the carpet where you can see everyone coming in the front door. And you just walk in with your shoes on.
Yeah, if it's raining outside, don't.
Well, yeah.
But if it's just regular, whatever, it'll sweep up. It'll sweep up.
I guess so. Talking about clean pet peeve kind of thing. So one thing that like makes my skin crawl kind of is when you do dishes
Yes. Okay, because I got some here too. Yes.
and you empty the sink and the water goes out, but the bubbles are still in the sink. Because usually there's like a spaghetti noodle in there and some onions, and it's like that like ugh from the dirty dishwater. And if somebody doesn't rinse that out and just like lets the bubbles die on their own, and it's like ugh, that makes my skin crawl.
And the bubbles make this little pattern.
Yes,
on
because they're
the-
not bubbles anymore, but they're like you can still see where the bubbles were.
Yeah, yeah. And then that little oniony thing kind of dries out. And it's stuck to the
And
middle.
then you gotta like use a fork to get it off the side of the sink because it sat there overnight.
Speaking of the dishes,
Yeah.
Emily lives with me, my niece. Rinse your damned dishes. For God's sake. She'll have a bowl of cereal
Yeah.
and then just come and set the bowl in the sink.
Right.
There's
And then
milk
the
in
milk
there.
and the spoon is now stuck to the sugary milk in the bottom of the cereal bowl.
And it's like, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't always get to my dishes every day. Just not going to lie. I want to get to them. But sometimes
Do the
I just-
dishwasher?
it's broken. I got to get a plumber over.
You just put them in the dishwasher.
Yeah, normally that's what I would do. But now
Right.
since the dishwasher's been broken, and, you know, I was doing work all day and then I was doing school type things in the evening, like my own personal schooling. Listen, I can't do it all. You know what else bugs me? Random wood sawing.
I was gonna say somebody's woodworking. We got a
Somebody's
lawnmower over there.
lawnmowing. That's okay.
It's
you know
part
what?
of the
It's the
ambiance
ambiance of the
Of this morning's coffee.
of today, and it's happening during Pet Peeve Day, so this is all right.
It's very
This
fitting.
is good. So anyway, that after like a night, that thing of milk
It's
is
just
now
like-
it's like gummy.
Yeah.
It's like that's a piece of rubber now that I have to deal with, or scrape it in the garbage. Don't just put food on the plate in the sink.
No.
And when I say rinse it, I don't mean just put water in with the milk, so now it's just like diluted milk filling the
Okay,
bowl.
to me, though, that is kind of rinsing it. Like, you
But if
gotta let
it's
it soak
liquid
a
already,
bit.
oh, sorry, I'm just spitting all over everything now. I'm getting animated. If it's liquid already, you don't really have to rinse. But don't leave a bowl of milk in the sink. Pour it out.
Right.
Am I alone here? I can't be alone here.
No. What I was really bad for when I was that age, like, so pre-Kevin, I used to go take food up to my room all the time. Always eating up there, cups, dishes, and I wasn't great for bringing them downstairs.
Yeah.
And then I met Kevin, and then about a month after we started dating, there was a fire at my house,
Uh-oh.
and we went around and we were taking pictures post-fire. And my bedroom, there's just like dishes all over it. And that's when I was like, that's actually, like, looking back at it now, it's like, ooh, Mike. But Kevin was enough in my life at that point, and he was living with us shortly after that that wasn't allowed. Wasn't allowed to do it anymore. My mom's told me my whole life that wasn't allowed, but it didn't stop me. But when Kevin was sharing the room, dishes were no longer allowed in there, so I no longer have to do that. I now know to take them to the sink and put them away. One dishes thing I hate is when people scratch their flippin' forks and knives on a plate. Even by accident. Oh.
Not so good for you?
Are you okay with somebody sawing at a steak and they
I don't
scratch
prefer
their...
it. I wouldn't ask them to do it.
And you know what? Oh, worse than this is when you're like, Thanksgiving, Kevin's family says, Kevin knows I hate this. Guess what he's got to tell everyone? Guess what Mike doesn't like? And his family's the type who's like, what, like this? And then they just spend all the time doing it.
Why would he say anything?
Because he's a dink.
That's fair. Okay.
And he knows that he can't do it, because we're going to be talking about that later. But if they do
Kids
it,
gonna learn.
that's up to them. That's a choice they made. And what, am I going to yell at them at Thanksgiving? I did. I told them all to shut up.
Yeah. Bet you they're not that thankful for you right now.
Oh, God.
I love Thanksgiving.
Yeah?
I love Thanksgiving dinner.
Just the dinner, or do you love the whole getting together?
No,
and,
just the dinner.
Just the dinner.
I could take or leave the people, but it's the dinner. I'm just kidding. No. I love my family.
Yeah, we've always had Thanksgiving with my aunt and uncle. So this last year was the first Thanksgiving that my mom's hosted. In my lifetime, I think, because we always used to go to my aunt and uncle's, and then last year was all.
And I got some.
And we brought you some. We
Yeah.
brought you a plate. And
This
some.
was my first Thanksgiving that I was just flying solo. You know, COVID Thanksgiving. Nobody was getting
solo.
together in our family.
You
and
were with us.
I was with you in spirit.
Right here.
And then,
And my mom makes way too much food all the time, so we're like,
It's
who
great.
needs food? Laurie, let's take Laurie's on.
it was great.
I think you got probably at least 3 different desserts with it too, I would
yeah.
imagine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I ate it all.
You ate it all. My mom makes a mean meal. My mom, she's a good cook.
Yeah. I'll have to tell you someday about, maybe I'll show you the video. I have it somewhere. The very first time I had to clean out the turkey. I don't mind stuffing the turkey, but when you have to reach in and pull things out.
And it's that like cold, damp paper that like the gizzards and stuff are in.
Just the fact that there's gizzards in it. What the hell's a gizzard? I know.
The kidneys, all of it.
So I have this video. I should try and find it and link it to our page.
I would be interested in seeing that. My first job was at the meat department at what was IGA. It's now Foodland here in town, but I worked at the meat department there. So I got over that stuff pretty quickly. That stuff doesn't bother me anymore, but it used to when I first started working there. But I was like, didn't want to be a baby about it. It's my job.
think
So you
if
just
I
reach in there and you clean everything out.
Worked in a meat department,
Yeah.
I would probably be a vegetarian, which would suck because I don't like a lot of vegetables. And I don't like beans, and I think I would probably die.
My brother worked in the produce department, and he's always like, this is going to ruin you. You're not going to want to eat meat again. And I can still smell the, back room to this day. But it didn't bother me at all and I learned a lot about, cuts of steak and how to take a pig carcass and butcher it up. I remember none of it. None of it at all.
It's a good skill that you had, I guess, for that fleeting moment.
Yeah, that moment. Yeah, I was there for a couple of years.
What kind of steak do you like?
I like it medium rare.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not typically picky about cut. It can kind of be any cut. I'm good.
Really?
I don't know. New York strip loin, I find that was the one I used to like, but I I don't know. And I also don't eat steak the way I used to. I used to eat steak like a lot. I don't
Okay.
actually don't eat much beef
So
anymore.
what, do you eat it differently now? Like, how did you used to eat it?
Alone in my car.
Upside down. Alone in my car. No knife, no fork.
I just taking a big old bite out of it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Like
But yeah, I don't really eat beef. Not
Flintstone.
for choice, but it's like I don't have a barbecue. Like, you don't want to cook a steak on top of the stove. That's weird.
Sometimes in a cast iron pan, you could, but
Yeah,
it's
you
not the
could.
same. You want steak grilled.
How do you take your steak?
I take my steak medium,
Yeah.
I like it pink.
Yeah.
I like it maybe a little tiny bit reddish pink.
Right. A little juice.
But if it's still mooing on the plate, you gotta take that back.
I don't mind. I would rather it be a little underdone than a little overdone.
Yeah, I don't want it rubbery.
No.
I like ribeye, a nice thick
Okay.
cut ribeye,
Yeah.
or a filet mignon. Sorry, I'm hungry. Haven't eaten yet today. If it's not talking about tacos, it's talking about steak.
We always come back to food somehow.
We do.
We always got some food stories to
Yeah.
share. Yeah.
Chicken wings.
Chicken wings we're going to do one day. I will say one of my things that I don't like is when you take something out of the microwave and it hasn't gone off yet, like you're like, oh, it's done.
Yeah.
Usually popcorn and stuff, you're like, it's done. And you like take it out. I hate when people, Kevin, doesn't clear the timer. So it's stuck there at like a minute 10. And I'm like, how is it still 1:10 in the afternoon? And it's like,
Somebody's taking it out a minute and 10 too early.
well, I don't know. I'm just using numbers.
was
Laurie.
saying, like,
If I
that's
said
a real
50 seconds, it wouldn't make
overshot.
sense. I had to say a minute 10.
Okay, all right.
I had to say a time that's a real time.
So if it's 3 seconds left on the clock, do you look?
It
and say,
still
"Oh my God,
bothers
it's
me because
3"?
sometimes I'm like, I'll be like on the other side of the room watching TV and I look back and it's like, ugh, time's not there. So I don't know what's worse, is seeing it thinking I'm reading a time when in fact it's not. Or I'm like, how did the past hour go by? And I panic because I have somewhere to be. Or it's like 3 seconds and I got to get up and clear the timer so I know what time it is.
It's only if they had only invented something like a watch or your cell phone had a time on it. Or
Listen.
oh wait,
Listen.
yes,
Moving on.
yes. No, I understand. I think it's just annoying because it's not finished.
It just needs
Yeah,
to go
it
away.
needs
It's not
to be
supposed to be there.
finished.
You had 2 jobs. Take your thing out, clear the timer,
Or let your food run its course.
or just let it get to the end. There was
Yeah.
3 seconds left on there.
really, did that 3 seconds make or break that meal? Could you not have waited 3 seconds to just let that?
Your steak's overdone at that point. That's right. It's 30 seconds too long.
It's the butter. It's Rob's butter.
Yeah. 11 seconds.
That's right.
12 seconds.
seconds.
No.
It's ruined. It's ruined. Oh, but about food.
Yeah.
One thing that happens to me almost every meal I have. And my dad used to get so, not angry, because really, well, he got angry about things that weren't worth getting angry at, but he was pretty high strung. But he would just get so annoyed, I guess. Every time I eat something, half of it lands right there. Always.
Not over here. Over here.
And you know when it's the best?
Why?
Brand new shirt
Yeah.
or something that's very light colored. Like if I wear a white shirt, you are guaranteed
Something's
to
getting
have
on there.
something. Probably not ketchup because I don't eat a lot of that, but there's something that's going to end up on that shirt.
Yeah. You just need a bib.
I do need a bib. I should carry my own bib. I need one of those little plastic ones like they have for the babies that have
With
the
the little tray.
scoop. Yes.
And that way at the end you just
That's right.
put a
Yeah.
fork in there and then a fork up here and then you
I
get
should
second
keep one in my
supper.
purse.
Yeah.
I keep a lot of things in my purse.
We should go through your purse.
Want to go through my purse?
Are we digging through your purse?
The purse is right
Give me
here.
your purse.
You want to?
Is there a bib in there?
There's no bib in here, but there could be.
No.
All right, this is my. This
Oh
is
my
the
god,
list.
why is it so big?
That's what she said. What?
Is this what you carry around with you all the time?
Yeah. I have back problems.
This isn't every. This is. Give it
This
to
is
me.
my, you want my purse?
I want your
Uh-oh.
purse.
Uh-oh.
This is your everyday.
This is what
shit
I-
that you need with you no matter what.
This is-
Your day can't continue if you don't
Here
have.
we go. It's
your
adventure
wallet.
time.
That makes sense.
This big wallet, though, that's my George Costanza wallet. Look
Okay.
how fat that is.
Hold on. It doesn't even zip up.
It doesn't zip up. I need everything that's in there now. Stop it.
I'm not gonna go to
You
your
can
wallet.
go if you want. Nothing in
We'll
there.
see what else is. Jesus, Laurie. Oh my god. Okay, phone.
My
Let's
phone?
get the basic things out of the way. A notebook.
You never know when inspiration's going to strike, folks.
You need a new screen on your phone.
No, I do.
Probably because it's banging off all the shit in here.
No.
Oh my God, Laurie. Just in case you need your garbage bag tags.
Yep. You never know when
It's
you're...
clearly been in there too long. What's
know.
this?
It's an eyeliner.
Mascara? Eyeliner. Essence Long Lasting.
Yeah.
All right, we got some gum, which is probably making all sorts of noises for the microphone. We've got... Aunt, you have a special place in life.
It was my
Oh, this
Mother's
is
Day
nice.
card from my niece.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
And I like that you carry it around.
I carried it around because I forgot to take it out of my purse.
And Mother's Day, that was... You need to clean your purse.
That was May.
It's
was
a little... Jesus! So these are the receipts that are out of your wallet. There's clearly enough in there. You got mail. This looks like my backpack from high school. A spoon.
You never know when you could run into a pudding cup. Straight.
This is for an inhaler, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's probably a couple of those in there.
Just in case.
I
You
keep
need those
getting them.
McDonald's, expired
They're
McDonald's.
probably expired a long time ago.
It's got the Cadbury cream egg, so that's April at least.
That was the Easter
When
one.
did these expire? Hold on.
Probably April something.
Hold on. April 11th
Well,
is when they... 2020. No, I'm just kidding.
that wouldn't have been a shock, though.
There's a lot of masks in here. Another one of these, just in case.
Probably a third one, too. I could have a really bad time.
You got a little clip with
Yep.
with Emma touched nothing, but look, now we got a little... Oh, it doesn't go on. A little action figure. All right, we got a stick of deodorant. We've got another one of these. Jeez.
I
How
have
do
bad
you...
lungs. I have bad lungs. Leave me alone.
Oh my God. All right, we got homework or something. We got another mask. We got thumb drives. It's literally like a bottomless pit of receipts. Like, you need this? This is a really important... It's PetSmart. Laurie. Laurie.
Listen, sometimes it goes into the purse, and that's where it goes to die.
March 25th.
I think that's when Meaty got his hair cut.
Oh, you got... I see Ghostbusters.
That's my keys.
I think you have enough. How do you possibly have that many keyholes in your life?
I'm like
I
the
thought I
night
had
watchman.
I thought I had a lot. All right, there's the puffer to go with your things. There's another wallet.
No, that's a business card holder.
2, 3,
There's probably dollars.
at least 3 lip chaps.
One's a Vicks Vapo. A Vicks,
A big Vicks
a
one.
Vicks one. Another spoon.
A big spoon and a little spoon, depending on what mood you're in. A
That
dirty
one's
spoon.
Probably not even clean.
Another inhaler. Oh my God, you and Alyssa would be two of a pair. Another inhaler. In case you want a Nature Valley, sweet and salty.
It's probably crumbs now.
It's like, it's the saddest granola bar
Rob,
I've
have you got a
seen.
garbage bag?
You know what's even worse is that now I have to do the rest of the show with all this junk next to me. This is now mine.
Yes,
Laurie
you can wear
pen.
that.
There we go. There we go. This reminds me of like Little League back in the like early 90s, and every mom had like their son or like a hockey stick ready to go, and it had the date on it. There was those for skating carnivals as well too. Do you remember skating carnivals? Oh my God, we're almost done here
Oh,
because
that's
I
my
can't do
straw.
much. A straw.
Yeah, because I can't. There's another pet peeve: paper straws, man.
How many
I love the environment, but Jesus, paper straws. Come on.
thumb drives? More mascara? Oh, their eyeliner.
Yep.
All right, and it's just like $58 in loose change. Caps to yeah, we've gone through it all, guys. She got shit. More lipstick or lip chap.
I have dry lips. It's hot out.
Don't want to lose these. I'll put those ones back.
Stop it.
So this is my table setting now.
Listen,
Laurie,
come on.
I like that we got practical. We have the things we need.
Yep.
We have the things we want. Because that's still in your purse. This card is still in your purse because it means so much to you.
Yep,
You
yep.
need to keep it close by.
Gum essential. You never know when you need a spoon.
It's true. To eat
Right.
your gum. Or to eat your powdered
Well, I didn't know that was in
Nature
there.
Valley
That's-
sweet and salty granola bar.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate nut.
Yeah.
All right.
I should have eaten that because that's a waste now.
You know what's one of my pet peeves is when people...
What is it, Mike?
Nothing. So
Do
I
tell.
literally can't see my list of anything anyway. Hold on. I gotta move this all off to the side. There we go. Oh, my pen got lost in there. You know what I didn't see in there was a pen. How do
I
you
took
have
it out. I have it over here.
It's like, how do you have all this stuff and not a
I
pen?
have a Sharpie. You never
Well.
know when you need to do some defacing of something.
I gotta say, I guess you do have your bases covered. You got something if you're hungry. You got something if you're stinky, you got something to pay your bills, and you got alibis for places you've been.
That's right. You always keep your receipt. Don't you watch Forensic Files? God.
It's true. It gets people out of jams. And I'm
What
not
did I
going to
get
go
there?
through all these.
What was that?
You spent $105 at Giant Tiger.
Yeah.
I feel like you got to spend... That's a pretty tough goal to
Easy.
hit, I think. Spend $105 at Giant Tiger?
Easy.
I don't know.
Easy.
I don't know. Anyways, clean your backpack out. And do your dishes.
I'd be looking for a new co-host someday. Someday soon. I think, you know what? Rob's trying to reel us in here.
He's
And
like,
we've gone
I
off
don't
the
care
deep
what's in
end.
a purse. I wonder what did we really learn? What did we really learn today? We learned
What did we learn, Mike? Please tell us.
that Laurie is a purse hoarder. Now, here's the thing is, maybe you tidy up your house before I come over. Your house doesn't look like this.
I
So
know.
it clearly just all makes its way. Well, your basement, your laundry room is
my
is
laundry
a
room
little
is a little
different.
bit out of control. But
See, this is not allowed in my life because if I don't do it,
well, I don't have a Kevin.
Kevin does it. So I would never. He literally goes through
I need someone to take care of me.
just somebody to come and clean your purse out for you.
I can handle the purse, but help me figure out the rest of my life, please.
I want to know what people have in their purses that nobody else would have.
But you don't have 3 puffers and 3 arrow chambers.
At least you
at
have
once.
a puffer for each arrow chamber.
They're probably all
any of them-
expired too.
Like this looks like it's seen better days.
It
I don't have a
probably
puffer
has.
though, so I can't judge. But yeah, I'm glad that we went through your closet and dug out all your crap.
You don't want to go through any of my closets. I
No.
promise you.
It's a different story.
Open it up and it's like everything falls out. That's not true.
All right. Well, I'm gonna help you get a forklift to load all this back into your purse.
I can hear you. I'm sitting right here.
But thanks for sharing, Laurie. I'm really glad
Hey.
that we got to get a little glimpse of what's going on. Maybe I'll bring my purse next time.
Your Merce?
Yeah, and
It's
you
European.
and you can, and you can dig right on through.
My life is an open book. I don't care.
I need more coffee for this.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming out and joining us today. I had some fun. I learned a few things today as well too. I think every episode we need to do a wrap up of the things we walked away learning that we didn't
Should we?
know going into this.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. But thank you all for joining us today and coming out for coffee.
With Mike and Laurie.
Bye, everyone.
Do you have questions, comments, or ideas for a future show? Reach out to Mike and Laurie on their social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or email us at mikeandlauriesocials@gmail.com.